What's up, YouTube fam? Welcome back to the channel. First off, I want to say thank you to everyone who's subscribed to the waitlist. I'm going to be keeping it open at least a couple more days, if not the entire week. The plan will be to open the community next week, so make sure to sign up if you want free access, because as long as you signed up, you will get invited once it is opened. I'll make sure to keep you updated every video because yeah, right now the community is not open yet, so if you signed up, you're good. You will get the invitation via email, and I can't wait to see you guys in there. I'm going to be spending the next couple days to the week deciding what to put in, what channels to make, etc. But anyway, this video is going to be about the biggest mistakes you can make selling options. So we'll talk first off about the mistake I've already made this morning, right? So obviously if you saw yesterday's video, you would have known I was in ACHR and IonQ. Now, ACHR, I got out because of the premiums. They just, if we look at the premiums on these, right, there's just no room. Like, I was in the 650 or maybe the 7. I don't even remember, honestly. I guess when you look at the history, which looks like I already made a mistake, right? It looks like I already should have stayed in those longer. Yeah, I was in the 650 and I got out for 6 cents, which now it's saying there were 0. So again, I guess I should have waited a little bit longer, right, to exit. Now, the same thing with IonQ, right? If we look at the position I was in, which it was the 20, I think it was the 28. I got out for, let's see, what did I get out for? Yeah, it was a 28, and I got out for 28 cents, and now that exact put is worth, let's see, is worth 12 cents. So that would be 26 times 6. So I costed myself over $100 at least, maybe even 200, just by getting out too soon. Now, of course, I got into Con L, which is making it even worse, right? Because instead of being up that 200 extra, now not only am I not up that, but I'm also down 76. Now, I don't really care too much about this because if you look at the position I'm in currently, you'll see that it's a $55 strike, which, just doing the typical, simple technical analysis, right? I'm very happy with this strike of 55, right? Because we're below a low. Bitcoin's trending up above 106. Now, if you guys saw my video from last week and I was looking at crypto stocks, the one I really had my eye on was Riot, which I didn't take because the premiums were a little cheaper, and I wanted, I didn't want to make the same mistake I made with ACHR where they're so cheap that the spreads are terrible and the fills are terrible. But I'm sure if I would have taken Riot, I'd be in a much better position right now. So, I couldn't have really seen that because Conel did look good. Another reason why I took Conel, and this is just like a personal reason, is because when I originally started selling options, a lot of it was to do it on Coinbase because I was selling crypto, right? I was selling my money off my crypto portfolio to sell options. So I figured, let me do Coinbase because then at least I'm still profiting off crypto, so I won't have FOMO. And with that being said, Conel only has, monthly and quarterly expirations. So I was like, you know what? We have expirations this week. Let's just take advantage of it while we can. So that's a little personal reason, right? A little stupid, personal, nothing crazy. Not overthinking, right? You'll notice a lot of my plays are just not overthinking, right? Just doing what feels right, what seems right, what makes sense. But anyway, back to the mistakes, right? So the one mistake is just over trading, right? I could have stayed in that IonQ play an extra hour, two, made an extra 100 or 200. And then I could have just waited to get in this or not gotten in it, right? And I'd be, I guess now I'm back to even, right? But I could have just, like I said, stayed in those two plays and made an extra couple hundred. I could have just not taken this play. I could have taken different plays, right? And that's what you have to accept. You have to accept that you're in a career field, you're in an industry where you are going to make mistakes, right? It's physically impossible to be perfect. If we all knew exactly what the market was going to do, we wouldn't even be selling options, right? We wouldn't have to. We would just buy whatever is going to go up that day and just get rich very fast, right? So, when you're selling options, you're doing it because you're coming to peace with the fact that you're going to be wrong a lot. That's the whole point. And you're taking a strategy where even if you're wrong, right? Even if you're not perfect, you can still make money because of the way this game is set up, right? This game is rigged in your favor. And how is it rigged in our favor, right? Well, think about it. the Connell is right here, right? It could do a bunch of things from right here, right? It could shoot down, and even if it shoots down and then bounces up, you're still profiting because it's above your strike, right? It could shoot up, which would make the puts worthless very quickly, so then you're going to be profiting. It could literally just stay sideways, you're going to be profiting. The only physical way you might actually lose money on the position is if it shoots down, right? And that's if it doesn't come back up, which we all know it always, it always will retrace. When it comes to these strikes tend to be the strongest support and resistance. So when you combine the fact that strike prices are strong support and resistance with the fact that we're actually using a support level, right? Again, nothing too crazy. I'm not overthinking it. I'm just looking at a chart and seeing relative lows, or, in this case, we're below a daily candle, right? Like right below the last daily. So there's really not overthinking it. There's not like this expert technical analysis. And I'll tell you guys, I've read books on technical analysis. I've watched courses. I've taken so many trading educations, and those things not that they don't help, but they're not the end all be all, right? You don't need to overthink it and try to predict every little candle, every little move. You just need to have a basic understanding, especially if you're going to sell puts, right? Because again, in this case, the only way we possibly lose money on the position is something like this, which Con L being with Coinbase is a stock I don't mind holding. Now, again, when you look at the other three options, right? So let's remove this. And when you see that if it goes up, we make money. If it stays the same, we make money. If it goes down but bounces at the premium, we make money. But again, you can make money even if it shoots below and then does this, right? If it starts getting close towards the strike and the put premium starts accelerating the opposite way, right? If the put premium starts accelerating down, right? Because even though it's below the strike, it looks like it's retracing and might bounce. Even if it ends up doing this, right? If you get out here, you can get out when it's below your strike and still be profitable. So this is why the game is rigged in your favor, is because, right? So we'll just do that as well. So in this case, right, we see all four options, or better yet, all five, right? It can go up fast, 1. It can go up slowly, 2. It can consolidate and stay the same, 3. It can go down slowly, 4, or it can go down fast, 5. It's really only there's only really 5 things a stock can do, right? It's these 5 right here. You're making money on literally 4 out of 5. And even the 5th one, you can still make money on, right? So I guess if we want to put a 6th where it just literally just does that and the world just collapses, that's really the only way you physically wouldn't make money. Now, with that being said, as I've talked about in this channel, if you're doing this, you should be doing it because you're also an investor. When you're trading stocks that are big market cap stocks that actually mean something to the world, if it does something like this, we're in a lot more trouble than your little options account, right? That means something serious is going on. It's some sort of black swan event. And truthfully, that'll probably mean the entire market is collapsing, and it'll probably be a great buying opportunity at some sort, or the world is ending, right? So listen, am I going to be ignorant and say that you physically can't lose? Of course not. There's plenty of ways to lose. There's plenty of ways to lose short term, I should say. But in the long term, this is really the game that you're going to win at. And that's the mistake, I guess you can say, number 2 is not seeing long term, right? Maybe you get in a couple plays and it doesn't go your way, and then you give up. Maybe you get straight into covered calls and then it goes up past your strike. So now you get sold and you didn't want to sell, so you're pissed, right? And you didn't realize you can roll the position. Maybe you do covered calls and the stock collapses. Maybe you do poor man's covered calls, which I never recommend. So these are all mistakes you can make in option selling. Now, another big mistake is you can sell, puts on stocks that are penny stocks, right? Stocks that can absolutely collapse. Now, SMCI is one that I did make money off earlier on this channel, but I've stayed away from it. Why? Because it's been, it filled this, right? And it's been coming back down. Now, if I see it start to make new highs, yeah, then maybe I'd get back involved. But this stock can collapse very fast, right? And it's not even a penny stock, but look at this. Like, it could very easily come all the way back down and take these lows. Just for reference, when I did take this play, it was right here with a strike of 13. It was like a 50%, because it was at $23. My strike was 13. And it was right after the big news regarding the delisting. Right, but now that it's trending back down, I don't want to get involved in it. And that's, I guess, what you can say another big mistake is that you can get involved in stocks that go down super fast, or penny stocks, right? Stocks that don't have big market moving, capabilities. Now, obviously, that is a contradiction, right? Because some of the stocks I'm trading are not that. But that's because in the world of option selling, this is a relatively small account. And I'm trying to make gains fast and do it in the safest way possible, right? If I wanted to be a little more risky, when I traded IonQ, I would have just bought it, right? I wouldn't have actually sold puts. Now, I sold puts to mitigate the risk, but also, I'm picking stocks that, yeah, maybe they have smaller market caps, maybe they move faster, but the difference is that I'm doing it after there's good news, when they're already trending up. I'm not trying to time the bottom. I'm not trying to make a hero's play. I'm just trying to take some quick and small gains off of these plays. So those are the main mistakes, right? I know I said a lot in a short period of time, but overall, as long as you avoid those mistakes, you should be successful in selling options, right? As long as you stick to the basics, stick to selling puts unless you have to get a sign, and ultimately, keeping your strike price, near relative lows, so you're not, worst case, if you do get a sign, it actually looks like a good buy. And ultimately just sticking to the plan, right? Because there's going to be a lot of FOMO. There's going to be a lot of things that are going to make you want to give up on this strategy and do other things and get shiny object syndrome. But as long as you can stay disciplined and stay with the course, you should find success with this strategy. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe for more content. Make sure to sign up for the waitlist if you want to be a part of our community. Like I said, it's going to be free for at least anyone who signs up to the waitlist for the first week or two. I said first 100 people yesterday, but we already are at almost 100, so I might have to expand it to a little bit more than that. But I can't let everyone in. This isn't just a free-for-all, so it's got to have some exclusivity. So make sure, if you want to be a part of it, make sure to sign up, and I'll see you guys in there, and I'll see you guys for the next video.